And that is music to Macy's ears at a time like this when retail sales are nothing to sing about. Richard Schlesinger, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Thanks for listening to us this morning. This is CBS News Up to the Minute.
Tonight, the little girl's remarkable recovery has doctors wondering if the impossible is now possible. Tonight on the CBS Evening News. CBS News, experience you can trust.
From all of us
to all of you, happy holidays from CBS 4.
It's definitely a signal of what we're going through. I mean, this is the real deal.
Autos idling. Chrysler shuts down its North American operations for at least a month. House arrest. Accused Wall Street scam artist Bernard Madoff now has a curfew. And questioning Kennedy, the pressure of running for office.
What can you say to New Yorkers that says that you're qualified?
Are you ready for this, Mrs. Kennedy? Kennedy, you're not going to answer questions at all?
This is the CBS Morning News for Thursday, December 18th, 2008.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Michelle Gielan. This morning, thousands of Chrysler auto workers are trying to figure out how they'll make ends meet. They won't be getting a normal paycheck for at least a month as struggling automakers take dramatic steps to try to stay afloat. Tara Merzner is in Washington with the details. Good morning, Tara.
Good morning, Michelle. The big three are all trying to conserve cash at this point, making this a very tough holiday for employees.
Chrysler is sending its employees home for the holidays and keeping them there. Starting Friday, the auto giant will put the brakes on all 30 of its assembly lines for an entire month. The credit crisis and dwindling sales have provided a 1-2 punch that's forced Chrysler to extend its normal 2-week holiday shutdown.
It really sends the message that what the automakers have been saying for the last several weeks is accurate, that they are in trouble.
Attempting to stretch the buck, Ford says it will also shut down 10 plants for an extra week in January, and GM is halting construction of at least one factory. Thanks to union contracts, laid-off workers at Chrysler and Ford will still receive nearly full wages and benefits during the shutdown.
Will it be hard on people? Yeah, because they might have to wait for a check for a week or two longer because of unemployment and stuff like that. But I mean, most people, we've been living through this for probably going on a year.
The big three are anxiously awaiting word on government loans. The Bush administration is exploring options after Congress failed to reach a deal on emergency aid for GM and Chrysler last week.
Some say if the two go down, everything else could go with it.
Well, I think if that happens in an uncontrolled fashion, that would be very bad for the economy and very bad for the industry.
Ford has applied for a $9 billion line of credit, but says it has enough cash to make it through 2009. Now, by taking these dramatic measures, Chrysler and GM hope they'll get there too.
And according to the Wall Street Journal, Chrysler and GM are talking about merging again. Michelle, back to you.
Tara, what's the latest on the status of the auto bailout?
Well, President Bush says this whole thing has got to be resolved soon, but just this week, 7 Republicans sent him letters urging him not to use the money from the financial bailout. They don't think any amount of money is going to save the automaker. Still a lot of controversy here, Michelle.
Tara Merzner in Washington. Tara, thanks. On the CBS News Money Watch, Asian stocks were mixed this morning after Wall Street erased some gains. Claire Lake is here in New York with more on that. Good morning, Claire.
Good morning to you, Michelle. Investment giant Morgan Stanley's $2.3 billion loss last quarter stopped Wall Street's rally in its tracks. Investors also fear that despite the Fed cutting interest rates to near zero, the economy won't turn around anytime soon. The Dow starts the day down 100 points. The Nasdaq begins off nearly 11 points. Now, the latest ugly snapshot of the job market is due out from the government this morning. Another 500,000 people are expected to have filed for first-time unemployment benefits last week. That's the highest level in 26 years. However, economists do expect claims to moderate slightly in this report, but jobs continue to disappear in the recession as companies try to slash costs. The economy has lost 2 million jobs so far this year, and there's no relief in sight. Michelle?
Claire Leka here in New York. Thanks, Claire. Accused Wall Street scam artist Bernard Madoff has been placed under partial house arrest. Meanwhile, the Securities and Exchange Commission is trying to figure out why it took so long to uncover Madoff's alleged fraud. Bob Orr reports.
If the alleged $50 billion investment scam run by Bernard Madoff is stunning in scope, so too is the government's failure to uncover it. In a shocking admission, Securities and Exchange Commission Chairman Christopher Cox revealed government regulators failed to thoroughly investigate allegations of wrongdoing by Madoff, dating back to 1999.
All we know right now is that over a period of time, information was provided that was specific and credible to the agency.
Cox says investigators never found the fraud because Madoff kept several sets of books and lied to regulators to cover up an elaborate Ponzi scheme.
It is an outrageous failure.
But former SEC lawyer Jacob Frankel says investigators didn't dig deep enough.
The SEC let down the public and failed to provide its core function and a core responsibility in inspections and enforcement.
Madoff, who is now wearing an ankle bracelet and under nighttime house arrest, told the FBI his clients lost up to $50 billion, but no one has a firm grasp on the scope of the damage.
It's painful for all of us to see.
Robert Crane is among Madoff's victims. The foundation he runs in New York has lost all funding.
We're closing. We'll be going out of business at the end of January, and 24 people here who have been on the staff are going to be laid off.
Cox says there's no evidence that anyone at the SEC did anything deliberately wrong, but Congress now is promising its own investigation, demanding that someone be held accountable. Bob Orr, CBS News, Washington.
The political turmoil in Illinois seems no closer to resolution this morning. While Governor Rod Blagojevich clings to his job, President-elect Barack Obama's Senate seat remains in limbo, and Mr. Obama is under pressure to reveal what, if any, contact his staff may have had with the governor. Cynthia Bowers reports.
Barack Obama says he's anxious to clear up any questions concerning contact his aides may have had with Governor Rod Blagojevich, but the president-elect says he'll honor federal prosecutors' request to wait a few more days.
How difficult is all this having to wait to release your inquiry business when the American people expect transparency?
Well, it's a little bit frustrating. There's been a lot of speculation in the press that I would love to correct immediately. It's not going to be that long. By next week, you guys will have the answers to all your questions.
A few miles away, the embattled governor echoed those thoughts, saying he too wants to talk but can't or won't just yet.
I can't wait to begin to tell my side of the story and to address you guys and, most importantly, the people of Illinois. That's who I'm dying to talk to. Blagojevich
jogged away but may not be able to outrun lawmakers' attempts to impeach him. On day 2 of the unprecedented proceedings, they heard from the governor's feisty attorney, who questioned the process, the impartiality of some panel members, even the wiretaps at the heart of the case.
People talk and talk and talk, but there's no evidence that anyone ever did anything.
In the meantime, the U.S. Senate seat remains empty. Blagojevich now indicates he won't fill it, and a special election may be off as well. It seems Democrats who control the State House don't want to risk a Republican victory. Despite all the political embarrassment facing this state, it seems party politics may still trump the people. Cynthia Bowers, CBS News, Chicago.
She's in. Carolyn Kennedy made it official. She wants Hillary Clinton's Senate seat. She launched her quest with a closely controlled visit yesterday to some of New York State's political power brokers. Meg Oliver reports.
Kennedy's non-campaign campaigning included 3 upstate New York stops in Syracuse,
Welcome to Rochester.
Rochester, and Buffalo.
How you doing?
Well, how are you doing?
And she finally said it in public. She would like to succeed Hillary Clinton as the junior senator from New York.
Well, I just wanted to say that, as some of you may have heard, I've told Governor Patterson that I'd be honored to be considered for the position of United States Senator.
But she quickly got a taste of the pressure that comes with seeking a high-profile political office.
But you've never held public office, so what experience?
There's a lot of good people in this candidate that the governor's considering. He's laid out a process, and I'm proud to be in that process.
What can you say to New Yorkers that says that you're qualified?
All right, thank God. Are you ready for this, Mrs. Kennedy?
Kennedy.
You're not going to answer questions at all?
So while the goal was to seek support from local elected officials and political leaders,
I look forward to us continuing our dialogue.
Thank you.
Kara, no, you speak first.
No, I want to answer questions.
but questions mostly went unanswered.
Following that.
What makes you think you can represent upstate?
Well, first of all, this was a great visit, and I've already learned a lot, and I would want to come back.
What did you learn?
We're lucky enough to be chosen, but it is a process that we're all respecting here, so I just hope everybody understands it's not a campaign.
Excuse us, please.
Ultimately, it's up to New York's governor to decide who will be appointed to the Senate seat. Meg Oliver, CBS News, New York.
Just ahead on the morning news, you got served on Facebook. Plus, horses find themselves knee-deep in trouble after stormy weather. First, Katie Kirk has a preview of tonight's CBS Evening News.
Back in September, we introduced you to this brave young lady who was battling cancer. So how is Pierce Quessenberry doing today? We decided to follow up, and she's got some great news to report. So that story and much more tonight, only on the CBS Evening News.
This portion of the CBS Morning News sponsored by Sears. This holiday, don't just give a gift. Grant a wish. Sears.
Got a package full of wishes, a time machine, a magic wand, a globe made out of gold. What kind of world do you want?
This holiday, see how far a wish can go with all Craftsman Mechanics tool sets on sale. Like the season's lowest price on this Craftsman 204-piece set, just $99.99. The store-wide 72-hour sale starts Wednesday. Don't just give a gift, grant a wish. Sears.
I know rheumatoid arthritis is painful, but I didn't know it could attack my joints.
Scientists believe that in moderate to severe RA, your immune system can cause serious damage.
But Enbrel enables me to fight progressive joint damage.
Enbrel works on your immune system to suppress inflammation, help relieve pain and fatigue, and keep joint damage from getting worse.
Enbrel gives me energy to do many of the things I love.
Because prescription Enbrel suppresses your immune system, it may lower your ability to fight infections such as the flu. So don't start it if you have one. Tell your doctor if you're prone to infections, have an open sore, have had hepatitis B, have been treated for heart failure, or if, while on Enbrel, you experience persistent fever, bruising, bleeding, or paleness. Serious, sometimes fatal events, including infections, tuberculosis, lymphoma, and nervous system and blood disorders have occurred.
Ask your rheumatologist and envision your possibilities with Enbrel.
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pets, the pottery that grows. And now Chia Garfield. And
Scooby-Dooby.
he's a Chia pet too. It's fun. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, water, and watch it grow.
Chia.
And this holiday, get the Chia Tree with a color-changing starlight. It puts on a festive show of lights. Chia Pets and Chia Tree with starlight. Collect them all.
Available at Target, Walgreens, Rite Aid, and CVS.
An Australian court has ruled a popular networking site, Facebook, can be used to serve legal papers on its members. A bank there notified a couple that they were losing their home on Facebook. The bank calls it a last resort for contacting delinquent borrowers. Critics say it's a violation of privacy. Icy cold and swirling snow is making life miserable across much of the country this morning, and more stormy weather is on the way. Sandra Hughes has more from Los Angeles.
From east to west, Mother Nature is making a mess. Floods, stranded animals, and mud-threatened homes in California.
I want the residents to be prepared to leave at a moment's notice.
Driving snow across the Midwest, the roads so treacherous in Indianapolis that a school bus carrying as many as 60 kids slid off the road after being hit by another car. 25 were injured. 5 others died in that state. In San Antonio, the de-icer is being investigated as the cause of almost 500 traffic accidents.
All of a sudden, there are all these accidents occurring after we had placed this de-icer agent.
In Chicago, officials have deployed 600 snowplows and salt trucks, but they can't keep up.
I can't remember the last time we was on the highway and it was so bad.
And luck was running out on the road to Las Vegas. The freeway from Los Angeles was closed. It even snowed on the Las Vegas Strip. But for those already in the mountains outside LA, it was picture postcard perfect.
This is exactly what we needed to kick us into the holiday period.
Up to 10 inches of snow hit northern Arizona.
And that may be just the beginning. 2 western storms are headed east, prompting weather warnings across the nation. And another storm is hanging over the Pacific, ready to pound the west again. Sandra Hughes, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Straight ahead, your Thursday morning weather. And in sports, the Celtics try to steal a win in Atlanta.
Beautiful from Estee Lauder.
Give her the fragrance of 1,000 flowers. Beautiful Eau de Parfum spray, body lotion, bath and shower gel, and body powder. Just $79.50. Now at Macy's.
Booyah. Yes.
The easy-to-use Nikon D60 lets anyone capture a moving moment. With an interchangeable Nikkor lens for the sharp, rich images that make a Nikon a Nikon.
Got the shot. Very good.
The ultra-compact Nikon D60. And check out the highly awarded Nikon D300.
Luxurious fragrance and softness for you and your clothes. Indulge your senses with new Snuggle Creme Fabric Softener.
Halls. Keep going anytime with a deep breath of fresh air.
Here's a look at the weather in some cities around the country. New York, mostly sunny, 41. Miami, 79. Chicago, snow showers, 28. Denver, snow showers, 35. Los Angeles, 58 degrees. And time now for a check on the national forecast. The latest satellite picture shows a strong storm system pushing through the southwest. There'll be another storm in parts of the Pacific Northwest. Later today, rain, ice, and snow is expected from the Rockies to the Midwest. Freezing rain advisories have been issued. About a quarter inch of ice is expected. In the Northwest, you can expect some snow. In the Midwest, temps in the single digits. In sports, there was no party for the Celtics in their bid for a Sweet 16. In Atlanta, Joe Johnson put the Hawks on top with a minute 20 to play. Boston's Kevin Garnett scored 10 of his 18 points in the fourth quarter. Mike Bibby's desperation shot missed its mark, and the Celtics won their 16th straight, 88-85. Two milestones in New Orleans. The Spurs' Tim Duncan collected his 10,000th career rebound. Then the Hornets' Chris Paul set an NBA record with a steal in his 106th consecutive game. New Orleans beat San Antonio 90-83. In Chicago, Ben Gordon forced overtime against the Clippers with a three-pointer and the foul with 20 seconds left. Derrick Rose converted a three-point play in overtime as the Bulls held on for the win 115-109. And pro football has lost one of its all-time greats. Slingin' Sammy Baugh died last night in Texas in a hospital. The Hall of Famer won 2 NFL titles, playing with the Washington Redskins from 1937 through 52. He still holds the record for single-season punting average, and he once threw 4 touchdown passes and made 4 interceptions in one game. Sammy Baugh was 94.
It's the holidays at PetSmart, so come one and all. There are hundreds of gifts for pets big and pets small. Toys only at PetSmart, so special and new. They'll love the gifts. You'll love the value. So give your sweet pet a gift to remember. Head to PetSmart today. Be better together.
Call me biased, but I think there's no better gift than a coat.
Leslie Blair, Burlington Coat Factory, coat buyer.
And I've got more of them. More styles, more brands than anyone else. At prices so low, they're my gift to you.
Burlington Coat Factory. Everyone loves a great buy.
Imagine doing this, then doing this with your best fountain pen. The classic fountain pen won't leak or blot because of its virtually indestructible nib. Writing smoothly and effortlessly. In this deluxe set, you get the fountain pen, plus a roller pen, ball pen, 2-color pen, micro pen, and mechanical pencil, as well as this fantastic 66-piece refill set, a wonderful gift in this presentation case.
Available at Rite Aid, Walgreens, CVS, and Kmart.
Next, Rach, look who's back, Dr. Phil.
Is it me that you're accusing of eating a whole bag of chips? As I recall, you were digging in there pretty good.
Now he's helping you get healthy.
For me, there's no turning back. If I don't do this, I die.
With the ultimate weight loss challenge.
Don't spend the rest of your life on a diet.
Then, 3 moms put 3 very unusual baby products to the test in our human lab. Next, Rach.
Today at 9 on CBS 4. Today, the doctor says all new.
A lot of falls, you can get major head injuries.
Holiday dangers.
These are sharp choking hazards.
Then, from cracked lips to colds.
How to winterproof your body.
Plus, do you know which cold medicines to buy for your kids? Inside Dr. Sears Med University. And it's flu shot season.
Should I tell your kids a cute butt?
I bet he's Botoxing his butt, so I'm sure it's cute.
On the doctors.
Today at 3 on 4. Brought to you by these sponsors.
On the CBS Morning News, here's a look at today's weather. In the Midwest and Central Plains, a storm system will bring rain, snow, and ice to much of the area. Snow showers are expected across most of the Pacific Northwest. As we reported, Chrysler's effort to stay afloat now includes shutting down all 30 of its factories for a month starting tomorrow. Among them are plants vital to 2 Midwestern communities, Kenosha, Wisconsin, and Fenton, Missouri. We have 2 reports now, one from Matt Cesney in Fenton of our St. Louis station KMO-TV, but we begin with Diane Mocha in Kenosha of our Milwaukee station WDJT.
Chrysler says the economy forced it to put the brakes on production at this engine plant in Kenosha and the rest of its 29 manufacturing plants across the country for 1 month beginning Friday. Workers say they're not surprised.
It's a no-brainer when you see car sales dropping every month that you better not be spending everything you're bringing in. But there'll be a lot of people that'll be pushed probably to the edge.
The holidays are a tough time for such cuts, but Chrysler won't be the Grinch that stole Christmas thanks to union contracts. Union leaders say 600 hourly employees will get full holiday pay for 2 weeks, plus unemployment benefits equaling 85% of take-home pay for the other 2 weeks.
When it's all done, I'll be really surprised if Chrysler survives this.
Chrysler says it's nearing the minimum level of cash it needs to run operations and will have trouble paying bills in January.
I lose, they lose. They lose, I lose. So what we need to do is work together.
Despite such cooperation, many still think the temporary shutdown is a sign of a bumpy road ahead for Chrysler. I'm Diane Mocha for CBS News.
Any time that we're talking about closing of plants for any length of time, it's bad news.
The mayor of Fenton, Missouri stood out in front of the Chrysler plant wondering if the news will only get worse. The announcement from Chrysler will send workers here home for the holidays with partial pay plus unemployment, and with the promise of returning on January 19th. A Chrysler spokesperson says their inventory of vehicles is being swelled by the deepening economic crisis that is keeping buyers away.
The reality is that it's, from a psychological perspective, it's uncertainty, and the more uncertainty we're adding into these people's lives right now, especially, it's just, it's a bad situation.
Already one plant here in Fenton has been shut down. The last day of work here will be on Friday, and while Chrysler does promise to start up this assembly line within 30 days, people around here also know the company is running low on cash and may also be running out of time. For CBS News, Matt Cesney in Fenton, Missouri.
This morning on the Early Show, we'll have a lot more on the auto plant closings. I'm Michelle Gielan, and this is the CBS Morning News.
Ever notice that the more you wash an outfit, the more it shows? With every wash, colors fade, and clothes lose their shape. But now there's new Tide Total Care with a remarkable new formula that goes beyond cleaning. Tide Total Care actually keeps your clothes looking newer and beautiful, even after 30 washes. New Tide Total Care, 30 washes and still beautiful. Your Tide is showing.
Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off, the clapper.
The clapper is the sound-activated on-off switch for any appliance. Just plug it in and clap on your lights.
And the clapper can be set for security. Perfect for when you're out and return home. The lights will turn on at the first sound it hears. It's great for switches that are too hard to reach.
Clap on, clap off, the clapper.
Available at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Kmart.
My favorite thing! And this year, there's a twist. They cost next to nothing.
Some cost $6, this $2.
Isn't that great? Viewers reveal their thriftiest holiday secrets. What a great idea. Then, my favorite cook, Christina Ferrari. The best turkey stuffing pumpkin pie. Oh, well, now. Plus our free holiday gift to you. Next Oprah.
Today at 4 on CBS 4.
Next, ET&N Insider, Cruise Gone Wild.
Help me out, help me out, help me out!
The real story behind the surprising new video of Tom touching people's heads. Then, Brad Pitt turns 45, ET's ultimate birthday flashback.
My real name is Brad Pitt. Born with it.
Plus, all new Secret Diary of a Call Girl, HTV's hottest hookups and breakups of 08, and the Celebrity Rehab finale.
There it is, Dr. Drew.
What's next for the stars? Next, ET&N Insider.
Starting tonight at 7 on CBS 4.
The disappearance of an American kidnapping expert in Mexico is highlighting the very problem he was there to fight. Felix Batista was last seen a week ago at a northern Mexico restaurant. He was reportedly lured from dinner by a call from the owner of a security company. Neither man has been seen or heard from since. Batista is a kidnap negotiator who works for a Houston security firm. International anti-piracy forces have notched a victory over pirates off Somalia. 9 armed pirates boarded a Chinese freighter yesterday. The International Naval Force responded to a distress call with a warship and 2 helicopters. After 5 hours and some gunfire, the pirates abandoned the vessel. The OPEC oil cartel is trying to fight a sharp drop in crude demand with its largest ever production cut. By reducing oil production by more than 2 million barrels a day, the 13 OPEC countries hope to double the price, which fell below $40 a barrel this morning in Asian trading. While OPEC tries to boost its oil prices, the Bush administration is trying to boost oil production in the U.S. with a move that has environmentalists fuming. Wyatt Andrews has a story.
Conservation groups call it a last-minute Christmas present from the Bush administration to the oil and gas industry, a plan to auction the drilling rights to some of the most wild and scenic areas left in America, 110,000 acres of red rock public land in Utah.
Pipelines, power lines, it's an industrialization of a landscape that is now wild and empty.
It does not belong to Cheney or Bush.
The groups are backed by actor and activist Robert Redford, who called the auction morally criminal.
Once this land is destroyed, it's gone. You want to preserve something that's not only a part of our heritage, it belongs to us, not them.
The most controversial land parcels up for bid sit right beside the popular Arches National Park. The parcels shown here in red are on the block and can easily be seen from the park. The oil and gas industry says critics exaggerate the impact of drilling. In the most sensitive areas, they say, those tall oil and gas rigs can only be on the land for 30 days.
The rig moves off and very small. You can put on low-profile equipment onto that lease.
The industry also insists America needs the energy.
And when companies are denied access to that land, we as Americans lose access to that vital energy resource.
The administration, meanwhile, says the land auction set for Friday has been in the works for 7 years and is not a last-minute effort to allow for oil and gas development. But the fact is, oil and gas developers are in a race to lock down drilling rights to Utah's gas reserves because they fear the Obama administration will put all of these lands off limits. Wyatt Andrews, CBS News, Washington.
That's the CBS Morning News for this Thursday. Thanks for being here with us. We hope you have a great day.
For news 24 hours a day, log on to cbsnews.com.
CBS News is very good news.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. For dating, Santa Baby needs some advice. What should I be, naughty or nice? Santa's secret list for successful holiday dating. Coming up on The Early Show.
'Tis the season for holiday hoops. First, Duke slams into Xavier. Then Purdue takes on Davidson. A doubleheader Saturday on CBS.
Your favorite celebrities join Regis Philbin. $1 Million Password premieres CBS Sunday.
From all of us
To all of you, happy holidays from CBS 4.
Good morning, South Florida. I'm Jim Barrett.
And I'm Cynthia Demas. Here's what's making news right now. A stolen hearse, shots fired, and this morning a man in police custody. What witnesses have to say about the wild scene during a funeral.
Today, an accused teenage killer is in court. We're live for Atea Wimberly's arraignment on charges that she murdered classmate Amanda Collette.
And what's worse, marijuana or cigarettes? Being obese or anorexic? The answers may surprise you and your family.
CBS 4 News This Morning starts right now.
From Miami-Dade, Broward, and the Keys, this is South Florida's CBS 4 News.
It is 5 a.m. on Thursday, December 18th, just 1 week before Christmas.
Ooh, can you believe it?
Where's the time gone?
I have no idea. Welcome back. You were off for a few days.
Yes.
Look well rested.
I am. Good to be back. I'm
nice
Jim
to have
Barry.
you. And I'm Cynthia Demas. Lisette Gonzalez is here now with our first forecast. 1 week left.
One week away from Christmas, and it's not feeling like Christmas at all. Welcome back. He's back. Jim, that's right. Good morning to all of you at home right now. We're looking at the temperatures, and very similar to yesterday at this time. 73 degrees right now in Fort Lauderdale, 69 in Miami, and 61 in West Kendall. Always about 10, even close to 15 degrees cooler inland. We do have a light breeze this morning out of the east and the northeast, anywhere from 3 to 8 miles per hour. Yesterday, we did have a few tiny showers sweep across the area. Today, we've got a 10% chance of stray showers throughout the day today once again. You may see a sprinkle here and there throughout the day, but the temperatures will be warming up once again. 81 degrees, a warm mix of sun and clouds, and then this evening, mild light breeze, 74 degrees. We'll take a look at the rest of the work week. After all, tomorrow's Friday, the all-important weekend, and actually, we do have a front on the way that could bring us some changes just in time for Hanukkah and for Christmas. So, have more details in the full forecast in just a few minutes. Right now, the details on your traffic, Christina Loren. She's going to let you know what's going on out there. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning to you, Lisette. Good morning to you at home. Relatively light traffic for the most part this week. That's because a lot of people took off early, we do believe. Not a lot happening right now. No accidents to report. We just have one disabled vehicle to tell you about. This is on the Turnpike headed northbound at Atlantic Boulevard, blocking the right-hand lane. Just travel cautiously through there. There's going to be a tow truck on the scene momentarily. Meanwhile, if you're catching a flight this morning, we have no delays out of either major airport, Fort Lauderdale International and MIA. Everything's leaving right on time. We'll let you know if anything crops up throughout the morning. For CBS 4 Traffic, I'm Christina Loren.
Thanks.
That's what it means. Like, Lord, help me. Please help me, God.
Hearse stolen, shots fired, and a funeral interrupted. This bizarre set of circumstances left witnesses and mourners